Alright, we're gonna get started here. So, as I made mention to you before, my name is Laura Myson. This is the Charlotte, North Carolina Netsuite User Group. So, on the agenda today, we're going to talk about what we did last meeting, talk about the Netsuite release 1 for this year, workflows, kind of a basic setup. Also put open discussion if anybody has any items they want to bring up as well. And then like the next. So the last meeting I did record it on Google Live Hangouts. So if you guys want to visit this link, check out what we talked about last meeting. It was more of kind of talking about what issues other people are seeing in their desktop instances and kind of touched a little bit on workflows, but we didn't really demo anything, which is what we're going to do today. And then, did you guys have anything you want to ask about this past meeting? Comments? Okay. So sure. Now, I will be posting this presentation on the user group as well, so you have access to it. So I won't like get the scroll on or anything. So I did give like the little demo video of the overview, and I thought we could watch that and kind of look over what they're going to have in this new release. It's not drastically too long, so I felt like it fit in. Oh, there's like oh yeah, that one. Some leaves.
addition, we're releasing new full workflows, especially designed for purchase contracts and planned purchase orders. These will expedite and minimize bottlenecks in the business of your vendors. You can customize this process using suite flows for any steps unique to your purchasing operation. Following on the experiment, let's take a look at banks and vendor relationships. As your business grows internationally, you'll often transact with the same vendor across multiple subsidiaries in different parts of the world. Netsuite workflow now makes it much easier to manage this global vendor relationships. You can save time and effort by creating a single vendor record that can be used to transact in multiple subsidiaries. Vendor properties like credit limit can be set for each subsidiary. Limited global vendor Netsuite workflow. You'll get a list of vehicles outstanding and both consolidated in your subsidiary. Managing both parts of vendor relationships is being built, but sometimes an error or question results in communication. Now, the next time you receive a vendor bill question, you simply choose to apply in way. Prevents the problems of premature repeat update while you work on resolving the issue for that way. With these new procurement features in 2015 release 1, you will pay your bills with peace of mind, knowing that the funds are going to the right vendors in the right subsidiaries and for the right service. left. An export project task manager PDF format enables you to quickly share information about your project tasks. A resource allocations are account user friendly for updating and organizing resource allocations. It works much like a standard spreadsheet application, providing additional flexibility. And creating orderly allocations directly inside the grid. You can switch seamlessly between the resource allocations chart and grid layouts. In addition, employees or project resources can now choose to allocate time right on their SA account. Another key feature for any service-based company is keeping track of costs. In this release, we included several productivity timesheets. Users can copy the previous line of the timesheet, speeding things up when you have to enter time for the same weekend project. You can also make corrections in addition to recent, implement and edit timesheets that have not been entered. We've also made it easier for managers by including links to timesheets right in the notifications panel. Finally, account administrators have a better visibility into status during the process of upgrading from the previous time tracking feature that include more robust timesheets functionality. Finally, I'd like to cover a couple of highlights in the suite around the top corner. Coding based on that industry standards to increase the overall security of the system and decouple integration authentication for user credentials, in other words, an email or password. This visual authentication mechanism enables client applications and user customers to access Netsuite using a cookie, significantly reducing the risk of operations can easily deploy any authentication policy that is deployed in a Netsuite account when you log in. For example, sample single sign-on, inbound single sign-on, or two-factor authentication. Another important enhancement in this release is the full rollout of our advanced template editor for PDF and HTML. This template editor provides the ease of use and drag and drop capabilities of basic printing with the power and flexibility of advanced PDF and HTML templates. The new editor does not require HTML knowledge. Its simpler interface supports increased productivity while preserving advanced capabilities, such as access to the source code when needed. However, you no longer require strictly skills to create the ultimate book of pre-printed records and documents in NetSuite. Previously in beta, this feature is now generally available in 2015 release 1. Today I covered many highlights from NetSuite version 2015 release 1. There are also many other new features coming in this release. To learn more about all the new features, please read the new release sneak peek, which you can find under the new release.
Yeah. I have to. If I don't do it, people start asking questions. What's wrong?
Does anyone else want to show?
It's good.
I don't know what age it was too.
That's
Yeah. So, what do you guys think of those features?
Have anyone used the new advanced PDF?
That's what I was excited about. I really want to check that out.
Yeah, that's been in beta for the last, I think, 2 releases. We've used that a number of times on it. And when he says you don't need HTML background to be able to do that.
No?
Yeah, if you want to go outside the basic layout and actually the whole reason why a lot of people do it is so that they can do things like automatic collapse columns and rows and things like that. You need that HTML to be able to switch over that. Before, and here the big change is, it used to be you could flip the source switch and go to the HTML and switch back to the Lizzie layout. I believe, from what here, once you switch that, it's done. You are now in the source, and that's it.
That's great. But I do like the fact that they give you access to the source, because that's the thing that I've noticed with this in the past is they have a hard time moving away from giving users more access to mess things up.
Yeah, yeah. And this is that's just out there for use if you want to go out and use their protocols. It's pretty good. It's been really useful.
So do people usually like just use it in the box stuff, or have they went beyond the certificational stuff?
You know, it depends. Most of the time when we got into it, it's because they really wanted to put a lot more T's and C's in the end. You go to like a Netsuite regular PDF layout and put in more than I think 1,000 characters, more than terms and conditions. It completely blows up. This one, you can put in page breaks, you can put it into 3 pages if you wanted to, or terms and conditions at the end. Or you can render, one of the other things we've done is you can render images instead of using regular PDF layout and drop in an image source. It will just put in that link text and say, or the image name and drop it in there. This one will actually be able to display the image. It has some touching to how it displays the image, but you can still display the image.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, this people, so they have a quote and you're laying out a description and then you have an image of the product right along the side.
Is that like, can you use just like pulling tags from Netsuite, or is it like you have to insert that particular like thing that you're doing?
You know, I don't know if they fixed the problem with this release, but one of the things you can't reference the directly the line has to be a URL from the outside, and once you share it from the outside, just put in a source tag for the image, and it'll show it. It's been some issues, especially the one that they line with the guy inside the description. We've also had another one where we put the document, so you put all in the description, and at the very end, we'll show it. And it will show this in the last, the terms and conditions, the total. So that's what we're going to do. That helps a lot to the process. Just one on the header, the image reference on the header. Cool stuff.
Yeah. But
I can show you.
after you said you had like access to like a demo thing, so great, you guys can kind of go through some of that stuff. I would really like to see that as well. I thought also that that was really cool time. That maybe something our team. Does anybody know the front this week? A lot. Yeah, so.
But the Android app, you have to install machines on the Android app. It's a big change, actually. That would change the big change to your current apps.
And it looked like they put more kind of resources into the Android one from just like me looking at it briefly. But I've used the Netsuite iPhone version, and it just didn't seem like it had a lot into it.
Oh, I haven't used that one.
Yeah, that's my reaction.
I need the name, I can't find the name, the other contact, I know it's there, but.
Honestly, I thought that on my phone rather than using that.
Really? It's really easy, small.
Yeah, I had to like zoom in. I've done that to update products. I had to like. It was really
But
cool.
I found that I can access everything I need.
Not that small.
Hey, we just gotta move through. If you know where everything is on that page, you can find it.
Like, that's or something like that.
Yeah. And you're slide. If you're desperate because your kids are home because there was ice the night before, and you didn't bring home your laptop,
Oh.
you know, sometimes you make it work. Where all of you says, hey, I need you to do.
Okay. Why do you get a check right now?
Oh, I don't write the checks, I bring them
All right, and I also had a kind of a blog entry from the tech lead at Campus for one of them, but he posted on our Netsuite User Group, so I felt like it was kind of pulling from our community representing. I was going to demo a kind of really basic workflow. This was just one of our requests that it was given to me to see if I could figure it out. Because I had never worked with workflows, but I'm a logical person. I hope. So I started to mess with it, and really it's just taking, it's kind of like visual programming is what I would kind of put it into that kind of category, because you just kind of work through the process and then tell it what you want to do, and then imagine what happens. But here's the summary I wrote. Basically, give a basic workflow that applies to sales orders and invoices. Checks the role of the user and if anyone except the administrative commission checkbox. And if the promo number is entered, it makes a box for that promo mandatory. So I'm going to go ahead and show you basically how this works. Going through like a new sales order. And there may be faster ways to do this, but I don't think so. So this is how I did it. So I was testing it. So down here, you can see the exclude commission box. I can't check it. I'm looking. And this is the promo box that I was talking about. You enter in some numbers. And then it'll actually tell you a date must be entered now, and it has become required as denoted by the little star red icon thing. And you have to actually select a date or it actually lets you save the record. So that was just kind of some new functionality that was requested, and I put that one in. And show you the back end of it. I'll go to the workflow area. And aptly enough, it is in the scripting area. So this is kind of the first screen you come to when you create a new, when you create a new workflow, I guess this more general screen. And it tells you what record type you want to work with. And because I was working with sales orders, and I actually ended up applying this to invoices as well, you can actually select it on the record type, and it gives you a list of transactions. And then you can just select from here what you want to apply to. And I do this is a very general description. You can become more detailed if you want. You can put it in testing mode or not running if you run into some issues and want to turn it off. But in my case, it all worked out, so it's now released. It was actually with no complaints that I know about.
And an event-based workflow that's in testing will only work for the owner of this. So if you're building it yourself and you listen to the owner, you can put it in testing, and then anybody else will continue on getting all the process.
So do y'all run, we run the sandbox, y'all run the sandbox?
No, we do not have sandbox. So I just use the testing features, and I have like a developer kind of area that I can switch to as well. It's a little bit different from the sandbox, but you can sign up as part of the developers network. They have a little area where you can sign up for this kind of test environment. It has like little test records and everything. I can show you that as well. But yes, this is an event based, so on create on a date is what will trigger this workflow. And you can kind of customize all this stuff as well. And you can also add conditions, but I didn't really need any conditions on this one. I put them all actually in the state. I want to check for different behavioral. I actually put that in the state. I can put it on here as well. But
Do you have anything with context? Yes, for the context, see right above your fields. Context is so that you can set at what point it will interact or control the execution of the workflow. Especially if you have Soligo sending to web services, and you only want this to fire through the UI. It has the ability to then say, I only want this to look at UI sales orders and all of the other sales orders, whether they're importing to CSV or they're coming through web services, it will still only fire for the people who are using it. The problem with that though is you could, if you had to fire in all context, you could stop some things coming from web services because of error outside. The other side to that is some of the ones coming in from web services, if you don't have it running, you'll have some sales orders that don't have the required information if you've made some field report. But you'll have to put in a manual edit these things. It's probably the area that trips up, trips me up all the time because I have to, I'll click off on this and I'll figure out why is this not firing because well, I'm in the context. Set up.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm glad that you're putting your input on this because a lot of this was just me like going through and figuring this out, not particularly like reading everything there was about workouts. Because I'm more of a, like I have to work on something, not read 20 pages of documentation.
It's really.
So you're saying you can take the rules of online order versus in-house orders?
Correct.
So you create your states. Well, I think doesn't it already have the state by default?
I believe it starts off with.
Okay. So I just made one state for this one, and I did a before load to automatically disable that checkbox so that it would check for the role, which is actually really in here. Yeah, it's right here. If the role is not an administrator, then it will apply to all the other roles. So you can really kind of, this at first because it wasn't, I thought it would be like something over here, but the user role is actually a field. So I found that out the hard way. But that's how you restrict it to a role, is you do the field user role, and then you can select administrator or whatever role you want to do it, and I said no, so it does everything except that role. So, yeah, so that was the only really condition for this to take place. I just wanted to apply it to anybody who was an administrator. And down here, I told it to take the field exclude commissions on sales order and display type is disabled. So don't click. That was part one of the request. And part two was the promo field, which fired after you entered a number into that promo field. I did have an area up before where it actually showed all three of them at one time, but you can edit them individually and tell it what state it's at. So like, I was just doing some. So
Double click on state, go back to your box and say.
back on the previous screen.
And you double click on that state over there. The box.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's what I was looking for. Thanks. Yeah, I built this like sometime last year. So I probably should have looked over it again. So that one was for the exclusions, and then, each little action that you want to perform, you have to create an action for. So the next one was, oh, that was display.
Yeah, you've got that set up, so it's a set field mandatory after field edit. And the idea behind that is if a field, you select the field that you're gonna monitor, and once that field, after the field edit, sets up that I wanna look at, what field it was that you had, but then it's gonna make the other field, it's like, sort of like a condition. So if that's not edited, then make that field required.
Yeah, so your logical jumps have to be really on point on this. So, and at first I kind of had it looking at that field in the wrong way. Like it was looking at it, I think before it loaded or something, so it was messing up. But I told it to look at that, and then if someone entered any kind of value, then it would pop up that message, which is the show message action. And then it makes the field mandatory. And then it's a date thing, so it's connected, like you have to enter in the code and how long it's valid for. So that's all the actions that kind of went into that sales order deal. It does take a little bit of time to get used to this kind of area, because it was a little bit scary at first. But once you start kind of working through the logic behind it, it's actually pretty reasonable. At least that's awesome.
One of the areas that a lot of people use this for, if you go up to setup, accounting preferences, and you go to the approvals tab. Setup of accounting preferences, you have approvals. Right there. A lot of times people look at this and say, oh, I want these approvals, check. Well, what this does is it says on these, once I check those, you ignore Netsuite's approval process, the approval process, and you must use workflow. So this right here says, when I check that, I want approvals on these next reports. Well, yes. Right now you have an approval process on these next reports. You don't have a custom approval on these reports. Once you have that check, you have to use a workflow. But now to route it all through approvals, there's a lot of times to put it. It's really powerful to do buttons. So you can say, okay, you approve, approve the next person. And the volunteer department is locked in. So the reason why that you brought that in is for things like this and build that into, right? Accounting processes. So you can route your invoices. There really officially is no built-in invoice approval process. So once the invoice is created, you want the approval process to happen. You don't actually have a built-in approval process. If you check that again.
And I really did look into what all you can do with like the transitions. Is that just like once you complete a state, like say it's over and then make it into like another, is that what the transition is, like going to another state?
Right, exactly. And that's where a lot of times the buttons, you see the start state. And in that start state, it will show buttons. You can say approve or check. And based on which one you click, it will route to one or the other. So you can then route to the approval process, maybe with the next approval, or fill in the box and say check, or send out an email, anything like that. But it's that transition around. Sometimes you can move through a process. So you're setting the next approver, and then go back through, and then go get on contact with the next approver, whoever the next approver that you just updated. And then they click the button, and move through again to see there's another approver. So you can just constantly go easily. There's also what I like to call automatic. If someone is sitting on approval and they're not doing it, you move through a matter of every 2 days. Just lose another insight, another email. Keep going so that they can go to the approval. And it's really intensely complicated. And a lot of times, if you go help, it's just easier for
Yeah.
JavaScript rather than sit down, us mere mortals, we have to sit down and actually click and figure out how to logically step this out. It's also important to know that once you move from one state to another state, everything in that previous state, if it didn't set a field value, everything in that previous state is forgotten. And so if you have a mandatory field over here and you transition to another state, it's no longer a mandatory field. You have to put that mandatory field in this state as well.
Yeah, it would have been easier to, yeah, a lot of stuff programming because it's just like you can store everything, so.
We find with our developers, when it's something like setting a field, it's just exactly what we've done. We're just setting the field value as mandatory. It's a lot faster for me to sit down and do the workflow than to sit down and write out a spec for a developer.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's where a developer wants to do something. They'll want to do it in code rather than.
Yeah, I just need a couple lines to actually do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I mean, it's good just to have as a tool for visual purposes. So,
And there's an enhancement for this coming release with workflows.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Is workflow templates. So you can go through a workflow, and they have, I think, 3 right now. And you can click on one of those templates, and it'll start you off with a basic workflow with some transitions and states and all of that stuff. Just how they would normally define, say, the approval process, purchase order process. You just click on that, and instantly you'll have that process that you can then start modifying.
Is there any ability, like, to build something out for someone and then, like, export it and then they can import it? Is that what you?
There's a whole bundle of products. We can do that for those. I'm not concerned. I typically
I'm serious.
I don't know, something like that.
Maybe that could be a future
Yeah. Have you ever seen the picture of the guy, the most interesting man, who's saying, I don't always test, but when I do it in production?
Oh, that's scary. And I was talking before about the testing, like the developer testing area. And it's called Honeycomb Manufacturing. That's the test platform account. So it's just a similar environment, just has some test records in it, and you can just do some very basic stuff on it. I'm not sure how it differs from the sandbox account.
The sandbox account, you can actually, on a regular basis, you can trigger a snapshot, and it will take everything from your production account.
Yeah.
These are
Testing.
separate.
Yeah.
Testing.
Yeah, that's what I use it for.
Yeah. And they're basically, if you've ever gone through a city, you're probably going through one right now, they give you a 2-week test drive and you try it out and go through the scenarios. Yeah, it's one of those things where this is just a 2-week test drive, but it doesn't expire. It's a test account. The data can get a little old after a while. And that's something from 2007 or something. Just age. Clear them out, and then you start like a fresh almost. You set data for everything.
Yeah, I was looking at those issues of like, oh, I have to create all these custom fields. So I was doing all these different tests on it. But I mean, it's there for a good test environment if you need it. So, did anybody have any questions on those tools? I know it's a very basic case, but it's kind of just to introduce the topic.
You and I need to revisit being able to select and send out reminders,
Oh, yeah.
detailed aging.
I just need to work through that process and see what what fields go into that. That's really, that is,
Exactly, yeah, we need to revisit it, because right now it's still doing everything manually. crazy. I think we can do that and select which customers just file. Make them happy.
Yeah, like that.
This is, workflow you're looking at for invoice?
That's got nothing to do with it. I send out binders to customers who might be past due. And I send it along with the detail aging rather than the statements, because I find the statements. Minus details and detail agents. Yeah, I just need to create a workflow that creates the email, puts the attached report, which you can find right out the dashboard. And
This is correct. But you should be able to. It is possible.
I mean, it's bad enough in NetSuite that you can't select an email address for a statement to go to. It always has to go to the main email address. So it is limited, especially when you have ARs very limited when it comes to contacting customers.
But there's a lot of people who sort of fall for the law like this. You can't-
Yeah, I know, I have a customer who does it. And, he and I talk often. And he somehow gets it to work just right. He doesn't use the detail aging, but he also doesn't use Sigma.
Just have like a basic reminder.
No, I think
You can usually send a transaction.
you did.
Yeah.
I'm just not looking.
He doesn't read enough. Save all the money, does it?
No, I like doing it. It makes it more enjoyable.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I go
I'm gonna send you.
So that was kind of the portion. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. So now is the open discussion portion of the meeting. And I just put some like questions in case someone wanted to put anything out there first. Try to get it going. So what do you think we can do to get people more interested? And what were the things that made you interested in it? Because maybe that'll work with hopefully points to reach it.
You know, for me, it's to be more and more aware of how they're using the tool. You know, when I can just hear how they're using the tool, what the problems they're encountering, I have an idea about some of the email limitations they are. So I mean, that doesn't have a direct implication to me, but that's indirect implication that the way I do somebody workflow. Yeah, I'd like to be able to chat and hear about how they're using it. I don't even know who's all. Yeah, I'd love to know who the other users are, love to be able to ask questions, engage, and just discussing it. We're on a very front end of implementing this tool. The design is very broad and robust, but it's not a short path. So I'd like to be able to, as we work down this path, not always finding people who are actually using the tool, engaging in this, the best way to learn was really some of the things that need to be observing when we do deeper implementation. But I don't even think they are. I mean,
You have any of them, not happy. Who all, the local, that's
It's been brought up in past meetings, and I think, I think the NetSuite, I was gonna kind of look into that. Oh,
They're very hush hush about who uses it. It's like,
yeah. Well, we don't want to be intrusive either and be like, give us a list.
That's about markers as well.
Yeah.
You call up and go, hey, you have anything in Charlotte, you help them.
This is another.
I don't have to be true. I'm a nonprofit.
Oh, no. I don't want to tell you.
No, I remember about 5 years ago, I was trying to get a list of partners in the area. Yeah, no, I ended up having to like Google, and I sat for hours. This was 5 or 6 years ago.
We asked for somebody to use suit covers and pants. They gave someone in Jackson, Mississippi, and I kind of realized there's someone in Concord. It's like, oh yeah, I'd love to talk to you. I'm willing to refer.
Who's in Concord?
I forgot the name, it's a motorcycle. Motorcycle parts and helmets
There's some who's got.
Yeah.
There we go.
and jingles and all.
Well, especially the growth of Charlotte's experiences, you'd be a hot market, and there's gonna be a lot of very mobile companies that they're gonna want to use cloud applications. You're gonna need to grow. And other than like Detroit, where I'm from, where people are shrinking. It's, these are companies that are up and coming, going forward, and they'll want to use the latest technology like this. So we should be growing as a group and finding these people. One of the problems that we've had in the past is that a lot of times the administrators for NetSuite have been the business owners, those executive level, and they're not going to take the time out to come to an afternoon for, this is just not that important to them. The administrators now, they're becoming more of a professional administrator in the system, much like yourself, where your job is to build up NetSuite and make it, improve it, and you make it a path for the business. So I think there's going to be a lot more people coming in to an organization, but it's tough getting those executives going to making decisions to actually come in. But thanks for coming forward.
Thank you for the team. And Charlotte is a growing tech community. I know they're doing some stuff uptown. Keep forgetting the name of that building where they're having like all these events, like the Charlotte Hackathon and
Packer Place.
yeah, stuff like that. But I forgot what that building is called. But I'll think of it later.
Well, this is here in town as partners, ourselves, the library is here. There's another partner somewhere in the area. It is, and that's just in the Charlotte area. We also have partners in this Sweet Club 60 is in Raleigh. There's one in several of them in Atlanta. There's a ton of them. But that's just the partner side. Now, on the customer side, I know there's a lot more customers out there because there wasn't that many partners serving. If there's that many partners, there's got to be more customers. We don't start.
This would be more of a hostile alert.
Yeah, you really are. I was speaking English only. Even in the partner community, it's collaborative.
Yeah.
I know this seems odd from what I've seen in other groups, they see in stage shop, and just like, you guard everything. Talk with you, because in the end,
I can't tell you the name of my resources.
I know. It's under out.
Yeah, and that's what I like about like having a kind of a community like this is just being able to share information, getting people's input, and things like that. Because really, it's way better than just going on any kind of internet website and trying to ask for help because we get so many people that are not as nice replying sometimes. So I feel like this is a little bit better environment, mainly because people want to be here because you're showing up. Versus someone that maybe you put your problem in front of them and they're like, oh, why is this on my screen?
It's all about going to Charlotte's User Group. This group through.
There's an IT.
I didn't know that there was an IT user group. You know who
CITPG.org.
NCTN.
CITPG.
do they kind of specialize in like, do they have any specialty or is it just like, because IT is a big field?
It's pretty good size. It's 98. Dave, what the president's name is now, but you might have to get up with him and
Is this a meetup group or?
they do, monthly meetings at the church on South Boulevard, close to downtown. That they meet at, you see on South Boulevard here downtown.
Yeah.
They're right across, there's a big church across.
Christian Moore, Christian Moore.
Yeah. And, it's, it was usually anywhere from 50 to, that's my.
Trying to translate. Is it green?
That just maybe, you know, we might be able to, yes, down and promote to anybody that may be NetSuite users within that group, and they might know about this user. That's it.
Yeah.
Carolina IT.
Carolina IT.
Yeah, I'll reach out to them and see if they're interested in anything cross promotion kind of thing. Maybe go up there and speak or they can be here or we'll figure that out.
There's usually 50 to 100 people there.
Yeah.
That may be because mine, you five, it took me a while.
And I've posted on the actual forums as well, trying to promote the movement. And I don't know if you're talking about because it's part of the community area and it's like all the way to the bottom. I don't think people like scroll down that far. I think they probably hit troubleshooting and they're like, let's say you're good. So, I mean, that's kind of what I've tried so far is like going to their forums on LinkedIn. I work with some other groups on there.
And years ago, in Detroit, we used to work with Netsuite, and they would market for the group. And they would actually provide an instance for the group. So,
Yeah, if we can like, if we want to become an official user group, Amy gave me like a bunch of paperwork to fill out. And, but we need to like have people that want to fill positions. Like you have to have like, I don't know if it's more traditional like president, secretary and all those kind of roles, but I'll have to go to the paperwork again, but definitely have to have some like core people that want to stay involved and fill in these roles and communicate with them because I think you have to keep updating that thing in order to maintain the instance because I think they'll probably deactivate it if you become.
and it was pretty old, I should say, when we didn't deactivate it, but yeah, you do need someone who's continuing to work in the most up to it. For you, so they'll let you out to all of the users in the Charlotte area. And give them the alert 6 weeks ahead.
Okay.
But in the case of like, you can't just go, hey.
That is good.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
But that's something that you definitely reach out to everyone. I forgot.
Yeah, we talked about that at the last meeting a little bit, and I got the paperwork for it. And pages and stuff. But yeah, we definitely, if you want to do that, we can do the process, and I'll reach out to everybody on LinkedIn and see who wants to be involved with that. And if we have enough people interested, then yeah, I'll switch through.
I'll back it.
Thanks. So, I guess we covered the part, is there any ways besides like talking to different groups so we can improve the meetings? You want to see some other demos? Do you like the demo?
I like the demo, I like seeing improved functionality, I mean, thank you for hosting, this is great. Trish, I put it in the whole morning.
Really?
Yeah.
There's no bullet warranties on
We
these?
also have.
I didn't know that.
Very little next door. Really much to one building next door. That's their house, it's all our equipment.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I can get earlier for you.
Yeah,
Well, I just big whatever, dish or something.
but, oh, yeah, that's jagged dish.
That's only goes.
Like, on the drums.
Yeah, next time we'll be out back, you know, don't tell that dog about it. We're on the
Glass.
I do have another problem. Really. For you, for 5 users, how many users, 5 users, or you can get more. Yeah, that's all I wanted.
And I think we're at the point where we're just about doing maximum capacity on our functionality, so I need to start thinking about it. The workflow, I gotta think of that. Very great, I need that, when you're talking correct. But there's just things that I need to start adding into it. But we've got a couple log jams I've got to bust. And I can bust those. We're going through, but our biggest, not competitor, but our biggest partner in the industry that some of what we do is get for 60. And they're Netsuite shop as well. Create functionality, but their nonprofit bundle is a little too guided. And some of the functionality we need expands beyond what their guidance is.
What are some of both the login?
Right, we're not going to share. I'll tell you whatever. Our number one logjam is, we receive gifting time. And I need to be able to manage it by pay order. And so what happens is the donor will say, hey, I want to give, well, I can go exactly today. And the donor says, I've got MREs on 100,000 of these.
That's awesome.
And so we will,
Or not hungry.
see, what happens is the donor will give gifting kind, then I need to be able to post it in that suite and show this an opportunity because the donor is intended to give it. Okay, at that point, my team needs to start going out and start searching our partners to see who wants this. Good example, I had a 33,000 pieces of clothing that I said yesterday. Donor said, I can't use it, I want to give 33,000 pieces of clothing, where can you get it? Well, I need my team to be able to launch our nonprofit partners to see who wants it. But this usually happens within a day or two. We found that nonprofit wanted it, actually just a voicemail that so it's one of the Rock, it's one of the Kurdish and once we get that discussion, that yes, we can approve this, and I'll go to the donor and say, yes, we'll take it. And it can be as large as $500,000, $1 million, or it can be a small, truckload of furniture, whatever.
Do you have a defined group of partners that you send this out to?
Yes, they are customers. Now, the problem is that they're all there intertwined. So when a donor may be a customer. So I look at how do you manage that workflow and how do you invoice it? And we'll charge shipping and handling back on part that's what it costs. Receive all stuff through the entity and we ship.
So the people who want it, you charge them for shit.
Most of the time. Sometimes they start ship. Sometimes they have donors come in and buy the thing and cover that cost. They should have it. We deployed 20 pallets of clothing to all human trafficking agencies here in Charlotte. No. So I'll eat that cost and have my donors come in and pick that up. But the issue is I've got to be able to internally manage that. And once I receive that donation, show us in inventory received. Because and then I can use the web sphere for my partners to look and say, hey, yeah, I see that. Some things are longer here. I see you have cleats. I've got cleats from a cleat from around this for 2 months. I need to be able to move those so the partners can look at it and say, okay, we can take that. So my issue has been trying to recognize it as an opportunity to get the kind, and then being able to manage that opportunity for vendors going out. Now, there is a lot of intertwining between what's a customer and vendor. I mean, they may be a vendor, they may be a customer, they may be both. And so how do I'm having a difficult time managing that inventory. How do you manage inventory? Is coming in, you need to be able to, if I need to do like even from a vendor, because I've got to show the addition when I receive it, I've got to show the addition to my inventory, and I've got to be able to receive it. So I've got to book revenue I've got to book my revenue. I've got to also increase inventory. And then when it goes out, I'm gonna decrease inventory, or if it cost of goods, it needs to go back out, cost of goods in inventory. So,
There's a couple of things.
it's just weird, and for a professional, it's gonna be easy to decide. For me, it's a logjam.
Well, this is free advice, so take it as that, and take a lot more of the time to work through it. This is where I would go in the direction if I could, if you don't. On the customer record, there's an addition or there is.
I'm trying to,
So that'll make the customer the same vendor. So that's one way to give you both the vendor and customers one. And then on the opportunity, create a custom field so you can look through all of your vendor records and attach which vendor you're getting this product from. As they come to you and say, I would like to donate X, you have to create the item for that. That item then will be potentially in your, it will be in your item list, but it's not necessarily received yet. When someone says, hey, I'll take it, so all of your customers that you're broadcasting these things out for, you can take those opportunities that are in your own state or in a specific space, and then send them a list of all of those items that you have on a line item basis to all of the customers, so that they can say, okay, I'll take that. Well, then in that case, you take that opportunity, once they can start the opportunity, and it's under a generic or anonymous customer, right? And that tells you that no one's supposed to do that. Someone says, yeah, I'll take what their name is the opportunity to take to the estimate stage. Send them an estimate. Then they go, yeah, I'll get it. I'll pay for shipping, I'll pay for whatever, it's $0 or something like that. You put a sales order. As a sales order, then you send a PO to your vendor, what the vendor is listed there, and you receive those items. Once those are in inventory, even if ship them out to whoever's ordering that is a sales order to fulfill the order fulfillment. And then invoice them.
We can talk about something, see after this.
because that right now, I'm gonna move on to, and then other stuff I can add later. I mean, you're not gonna be able to automate, you work on automate my seasonal well. And, when we receive that issue that I didn't even ask, I do all that stuff is easy, but that you can kind of say,
Yeah, and the form you use for your PO or your bill, you can set that up as a receipt, right, for goods. It's like
what I have to do is if someone gives me over $5,000, I send them a generic letter that says, thank you for your gift to your store with X. And then I need another sheet, another page of back that lists those items without prices. But under the requirement, right for my regular address. I just need to acknowledge that this is what we're receiving. And I'll figure out for myself, whatever value is, I can jump it for certain number. But, I just need to make sure that what I send to them is, hey, thank you, here's all, here's blah, blah, blah. And then the schedule saying this is what it is.
Yeah, on that PO for tonight, just create the PO about the price column. Okay.
I'm gonna call that every
Well, she's got it. Yes.
That's ridiculous.
That's like, what, $40,000? Well, not the advance.
Oh, you just like them.
Yeah.
I think so. When you put in sweet commerce, I thought they were talking about $40,000.
That's right.
No, I was thinking of it. I'm not we get 500 for free. How many do you have?
What?
Products, items.
I think you get time to it's more lines probably.
Yeah, it's,
10, 20.
product lines, product items.
No,
Thousands.
but you're thinking about single items, but you're talking about
and that different numbers. I mean, just another splash line in medical equipment is under.
Right. That's if you don't have the site over for the 2 college events. If you have that, then you have
I mean,
that.
you could post online, like you could just say
Same percentage, right, so specific.
medical, right? You could say medical supplies and click on it. It gives you a list of everything that's in the slot,
Right,
right?
but the speaker, I don't know, this time I'm tired related on the street commerce, but maybe there's just some things that need to show up there.
And even if you don't have this e-commerce, you have a generic or a basic website. It's not pretty. You got 5 standard.
Understatement.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
We're not flashing, we're flashing.
No, it's fun. And it'll give you 500 items. It goes through checkout process and all of that.
Or no checkout. Probably better if you do no checkout.
I did that.
So,
Thank you. I love it.
Yeah. Those are the greatest.
what about you? Any bottlenecks for you?
So right now, our bottleneck is matrix, right? Items for the website. We have all sorts of issues.
What about?
Like order.
Was it okay? So
Right there.
Presentation.
we have
She managed the.
So we have, we have about 3,000 SKUs. Our business is we supply the beef, poultry, and swine and goods that they need, right, to process these animals. Right, from gloves to knives to hard hats, boots, to Crocs. And so, you know, we have, say we have, right, we've got small, medium, large, right, and they're all separate parts.
Different color too.
We have different colors too, yeah, we have blues and reds and yellows, blues and whites. And so how do I go in now, right, those have all been separately created, not matrix items as they are. Then go back and create a new one and somehow map those, and it's not possible.
No, there's no
Right, so what we're And so what we're doing is I'm going to do my submission is we create a separate range of part numbers where I go in and create adjustments for our overall.
When you set up a matrix, you're going to set up your codes for those.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm set up in matrix size. I'm just trying to.
No, we don't really have small, medium, large, red, blue, green.
Right. You,
We got
this part is this part is this part. And
Right.
very
Exactly.
specific, right?
So you're going to have, you set up matrix items for them?
Yeah, we set up, okay, but we've already set up matrix items. We're just trying to figure out how, is there any way to go back? Right? I mean, so we're,
Well, take it out of Excel, you know, all your matrix items listed this way, regular standard inventory items, and then match them up with internal IDs.
right,
And you're able to then go in and do an inventory adjustment, say, okay, I've got now 0 of these and 5 of these. That's it.
that's what we are coming to the conclusion of.
Yeah, and then you gotta.
But we're, and then, yeah, I mean, we have, 25 different houses across the US, you know, South America, so.
But I tell you,
I'm not.
it's way easier, in managing those items now, matrix items, you'll just get a problem.
Yeah, oh, no, oh, yeah, we've already built a prototype.
Yeah.
I built a prototype, and, you know, we're working through all these issues, so.
Do any of your selections, affect pricing?
No.
Okay, so it's just basically color, size, and they're all the same. That was a problem we had with a number of clients. Because when you modify the parent matrix item, it automatically pushes down everything to the children. And if you had any pricing, that.
No.
So you have to be careful about exporting it all out to an Excel spreadsheet with your pricing and variance. Do your matrix update, and then push it back in. Okay. Sure, yeah. And they did come out with a new one, this coming up at 2015.1, that is assembly matrix items. It's not ready. It's a
So it's
nice
a
try.
comment, so
It's a good shot.
Yeah, it's a nice try.
Close to
But
the
for manufacturers, I can't see it working. You know, they look at
There's a
it.
lot of little things like that, but it's just not my favorite.
Yeah, Netsuite is come a long way from when I started.
Yeah, they are making stuff, so there's progress to be seen, but
Great
yeah.
tool, but they have this propensity that is when they come up with something, they kind of put their toe in the water. You know, just try it out a little bit, and then you get it, it's like, oh, I can't use that. And you talk to them, okay, let's go back out. So you know, it's just not really ready, and it really is beta, they're just trying one of those things, where they need to bring it up.
It's just called an alpha.
Yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
not baby.
first. Yeah.
You're not a baby, you're not.
Right. So for this one, they do have that where you can componentize and build things out, and it is for standard components. So it's the one thing that they all share, and that's the only thing you can build out. Then you got to go and build the rest of each individual.
One thing that'd be interesting for me to see is as users come in, and I recognize I've been in the house for confidentiality is not an issue for us. But I'd like to see how the best in class users use it as part of their business process. You know, hey, how do you use NetSuite as far as your invoice and yourself? Do you use CRM functionality? Do they really keep up notes on customers? You know, how do you manage those things? Those are the type of things I'm really like to see how NetSuite uses the functionality, or how business people use the functionality in their own operation process, so that, some of our top IT members on my team, it's not an intuitive tool like Salesforce or some of the others. So I'm having to almost force it. I got one guy, and he's just not going to use it unless, I'm forced him to go into the expense reports on that week. Otherwise, he's not going to hire But I need him, or everybody knows. I need to know who's talking to what he's talking to.
And this is a different philosophy in Salesforce and Netsuite. Salesforce comes in and says, we're going to do the bare minimum, you build it up from there. You're going to dribble it down, we'll get to a trickle, so you can, when you first get it, it's just full on blast. And you really got to come in and go, okay, take out everything that just does not apply.
Yeah, sort all that out.
I think that's what we should do.
I think you're doing the same.
But
And there's another one that expand tabs. You can see that one where you click the button and instead of having the tab go through all the, it looks more like Salesforce. You know?
I think, Court, you use it like that, I'm using tabs.
Because I don't think, well, it depends on my page on.
Yeah, sometimes I hit that expand button.
But I like the interesting thing is that, you're right, I've kind of just out so much, because we only use 20% of those functionality for our vendor soliciting. Our vendor management process, or DR, not CRM, but DRM, we use 25% of functionality. I need to show person, how about, I just need to figure out how to hide this stuff, and get it out. Because it's killing me, you're just killing me.
That's.
Possible, Laura.
That's
I
something.
hide stuff all the time.
So like using roles and then, editing forms to hide, display for things.
Yeah, you have the goal thing.
Yeah, that's, we have some great security. You can do it you can do it at a form level, you can do it at a.
It's overwhelming, the security's overwhelming, which is awesome, I love that, but where I'm at now, it's like.
The only thing I ran into, the other day, it was trying to figure out how to add this role, like, only edit information from an employee record or something. It was some really strange case. And there was some kind of issue with it where I think it was a permission thing. And it wouldn't have to get it back. Yeah, I didn't know. I think he's talking about this.
So the easiest way is, if you have everybody who's going to, want to have all of it for everybody, just go into the standard form, whatever transaction form, employee form, whatever that form is, and you start unchecking things. It's really simple. Have you done that before?
A little bit, I've built a couple of custom deals that are really custom needed, but I just haven't stretched stuff out.
All right, this is just on the form here, right?
It's hard to see.
All right, so you got it.
I'm trying to get there,
If you
but
go to the transaction, those are opportunities there.
Yes.
So I go create an opportunity, right? There. And then over here to the side, you'll see it, there's a customize. Oh, that's customize. No.
you would be one. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
That'd be cool. Yes.
So I do the page, and what I'm customizing is this form over here.
If you don't have that field, you're using the standard form, and you're just gonna create it. Now all you do is,
the way to get to
Yeah, there's a customizer.
right, there's an easier way to get to it if you want to. You can go to
that. So
customize
this is the way I've done it.
forms.
I've done it this way before, but I've never thought to go do that.
Yeah, it's just easier because I'm on that one form.
That's right.
I'm customizing that one thing, and then you just go through here and uncheck show. You know, or if you want to make one mandatory, you just check mandatory.
We do use several different forms.
Yeah, I've got multiple forms for each of those. Yeah.
Yeah, eventually I want to go back and like get rid of the duplicates. Just use workflows,
Yeah, we
change
need
it,
to,
but
yeah.
that's a little.
That's low, although we still have sales reps who run porn and then we can't figure out why we can't find the line. Yeah, we ran into that.
This, on any of your forms, you have these field groups. Right. What that allows you to do is group things together on the form so that they stay in area. Great way to make things easier for people, so you can talk about it a lot. So like, say, okay, I'm here, fill out this section. Fill out this section.
Then you take the remedial step back. So if I'm assuming that was sandbox, should I just build a sandbox and just straight crazy? Or,
I mean, you guys,
I really need to spend some time.
I don't think you have a sandbox unless you got it.
I would say, it says, at the top, it'll say sandbox, not Netsuite.
Oh, what if it was a typo?
Or
It's
sandbox,
another-
not.
Because it's a bigger company, that's a little bit harder.
Yeah, a little bit harder.
Yeah, if you have like a group,
No.
that might be easier. Do that. Like,
That's
facility
what-
one. Yeah,
I
yeah,
got,
that'd be easier.
Chris, here's the issue. Frankly, learning this because I'm not going to be administrator, but,
right,
I'd like to get an administrator in here and do this, but I can spend time doing it, customers, but just like I want to do it before, all things, you know, I built it. I don't do that, but I gotta get it done, you know, I work. Interesting. I was screwed. Thank you, guys.
So, you guys are B2B, have y'all first sold any stuff on these marketplaces, y'all sell? Or y'all just sell it?
like
Amazon Day,
Yeah,
Newegg Business,
are you telling me?
what they?
Really?
Right.
Okay. Why don't I do that?
No, that is not good.
It's kind of almost two separate things, actually. It's almost like a separate customer
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
I do have modules that will link to easy order link is probably the least expensive one. That will take it from your marketplace and bring it in Netsuite as an order. All the way up to Soligo, I think has some connections to that. Netsuite has modules for eBay connection.
Would you say easy order?
Easy order link.
Huh, okay. We've been looking at, channel. I can tell by their website, it's cheap, because it's like a 2,000.
I tried another website before.
He's down there in Florida, Cape Coral.
Some pretty stuff.
This is.
It sure is. I wish she was on the collection. She gets around.
Another great company that connects that is they're in Seattle.
Explorer Consulting.
Yeah, Explorer Consulting.
Explorer, we've talked about this, Explorer, Saligo, Champion Advisor.
Yeah, Explorer is probably more of a boutique. They're almost as good as we are.
You know, they're doing that. Everybody's got to be different fraction of the action.
Yeah.
Saligo is just a software development shop.
It just,
They're better than some other people. I know you give me those looks, but I've heard some horror stories. Like, I'm glad we didn't go that direction.
I just go to the protocols.
Yeah.
it is way better than building it yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like, well, I'm never we did, you know?
Yeah.
It's, you just don't know what you're gonna run into when you do it that way. There's always some surprise out there.
I found that
Learning
there's
how the people are doing.
all the APIs on Netsuite are messed up. If you go,
Well, I've seen some weird stuff about Magento as well. Like, they're the way they do pricing, they don't have an API call for the regular. They only have a tier pricing. And so what we end up doing, we have these tier pricing, and then also edit the styles so that it displays the tier price as like your price. And then it's like this.
so you're going from, Magento.
Yeah, from, yeah.
Because I was like Magento has that song.
Yeah, well, yeah, but if you're making an
Yeah.
API call like that, it only works with your pricing, which is a little bit, that didn't make sense to us, or why did, or we can't have the customer price, yeah.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah, that didn't make sense to us.
Because you have different customers.
Mhm, we have different pricing
Contracted
levels.
pricing.
Yeah, so,
Look, I understand.
oh, and I found the issue that I was talking about. So I was actually trying to use a workflow to hide the access tab on the employee record. And it worked on every role except for the accounting center role. I'm not sure why. And I couldn't find anyone that knew. And someone actually replied to the filing saying, can you post the work for the law? And I guess I'll do that. But yeah, I don't think it was giving me any errors though on the workflow log. I don't remember when I was testing it.
I haven't tried using the workflow tab.
Yeah, because, I mean, yeah, depending, you want to limit who can actually use that access. So I ran into that the other day, and it really boggled my mind that it worked on every other role except for that one, even though it should have been covered. It's not an administrative role. So. I'm not sure why.
And
Accountants work this time.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna know though. I did hear some maniacal laughter when I was.
That was maniacal laughter in my corner.
You knew what it was doing.
Yeah. Well, the one thing about this is it's just a lot of wide. I mean, there's so many different coalition companies, professional services firms, for manufacturers, for wholesale distributors, for, you know, everything between IT consulting shops, nonprofits to government organizations to different types of businesses are using it, and they're so totally different than the businesses. And all this is just configuration differences. So you get in and you make the screens look the way that you want the screens to look and work for you that way. Put a little workflow, and some scripts, build these for her. It's someone else coming from, say, yours, you look at it and go, I don't know how to operate this thing. It's just so different.
Oh, and scripting does work differently. I found that out the hard way. Because like I wrote the script outside of Netsuite and I was like, okay, logically this works out, and I tested it on its own and it was fine, like the program made sense. But it ended Netsuite and it did not work. And it was because I didn't have function calls and Netsuite wants you to do it. So I made and someone finally helped me. But basically, like, you have to define a function, and then on that record, well, you have to create a script that it gets applied to the record that you want, and then, like, tell it what function you want to call for it. So, like, normally you wouldn't have to do that in programming. You just write what you want to do and go through it. And especially with JavaScript, it's an interpret language that's versus this where it actually does a call, which I won't worry it is. But if you do have a programmer that gets stumped and they're like, oh, why isn't this working? It's because it runs a little bit differently in Netsuite.
And you have to set up what kind of script it is.
Yes, that too. Client side.
Client side, user event, schedule, suite, like all of that stuff. And then, be able to select at what point you're executing what function you're going to call the solution.
Yeah.
And you can call whatever, it doesn't have to be these names.
Yeah.
At the very end, we will execute the before record at that one specific point when it loves the record. And it won't execute the before submit or the after submit. And this is only in a user event. But when you set all your functions within that, it actually, as soon as it loads it, it will execute back one. As soon as you save it, before it gets the next one, and then after it gets the record, it will execute the last one. But if you look at a user event script, if you look at a client-side script, now all of a sudden your execution is different. Now I have the same page init function, but I have a field change function, a save record function, a validate line function. You're able to interact with the lines that are on.
That means that as soon as the page initializes, right, it pulls it to that's when it fires.
And just so you know,
Is that a
but the client side script allows you to, as soon as you have a line or you initiate a line, you can then start evaluating components of that line and calculating things. All right. That was way too much fun. Oh,
Calm down. Do we have any other things?
tchotchkes. Anybody want to one gig or one gig trying to get around? Two each.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna get people here.
Oh, yeah. Everybody free storage. Yeah, that's how we will get people.
Flickr.
Nope, don't have that. You've got to- I don't have, no, don't have that, no Instagram, no Flickr, no none of those.
We use Dropbox internally.
Yeah.
Everything's online for us.
That's.
What do you do for your Instagram? Where do you do that? Some-
I don't know.
So when she dies, her kids are going.
That's it.
Oh, mom. It's your problem. Amazon S3 is the best one.
We use that quite a bit as
Development platform. EC2.
yeah.
For storage.
The Amazon Web Services is really good improvement.
Good. Yeah, pricing.
Yeah, it's good for low stuff, even in anything that requires a lot of processing, the price can go up.
Really?
Yeah.
Our stuff is pretty basic.
Yeah, mine minor, like any basic stuff, people, it's just a pretty thing, but like, if you do any heavy processing, it's gonna start
We're still, there's got to be here in town when I was going to sleep in my shore.
It's sort of just passive, so I mean, you're not really doing anything really big. Over that.
Yeah. Hey, Chad.
Yeah, exactly. All I think is worried about now is that crypto virus.
Okay. Well, I don't know where.
I actually thought, like, well, what if you use Dropbox? But actually, it'll go into your Dropbox and encrypt all those files as well. So that's not really a safeguard.
Really?
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Make fun of me now.
Get a virus on that?
Yeah, it's still though you're attached to it. It's only simple authentication that actually is authentication. Yeah. So that was my solution.
So you mean that Prince who needed me to send him money and then you want to
Nigeria.
give me some? Yeah, so that I should.
So you
send that.
shouldn't
Oh,
be
yeah.
expecting any money.
No, I mean,
Wait.
all right, now it's getting your social security.
I did, and then there was this thing I had to download.
No, just about where you guys would see a bunch of deals, so.
See, there you go.
I love these MREs.
They're, these actually are.
Well, no, we've done business in that area, and it's very sad state of affairs there. It really is.
India's.
Yeah, shoot, I basically we're going down LA Port.
That's all.
Take months.
We got three containers out almost like that. I don't know how we did it. I don't know how they did it. We're sending water filter, community-wide water filters, filtration units. It's built in 20-foot containers. We got three of them. We're going to Alabama and Buren. And they were shipped. We got them from Seattle down to LA, and they got them on the container almost immediately. I don't know who they made or what they did. They got one that came on the ship right now. They're back in there, but kind of like
Wow.
that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how they did, because we were expecting 3 weeks before they even did.
So the LA port is like, whatever, West Coast, are controlled by, and Union are controlled by you. They didn't have other contracts on them. And then, so they were slow to work down, and they were about to go on strike. So they finally, I think this past weekend, no, they finally got a contract. Nobody else knew what it is.
The RG from Charlottte, we can't be sure what else to do, try this.
So they just cleared up, and they're just, yeah, there's a 3-month backlog, 3 or 4 months backlog. Just to get active on my operations. I'm sure you can have.
Oh, yeah, no, we're going to East Coast, but it's,
Okay. I mean, where's your son at after?
China.
We were almost having to try to cross the country because, but it was paid for by World Food Program. They didn't know they just cover across, but so we were kind of stuck. So they made it up. We speak the hill, so.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
No, my next slide was actually the next meeting. I like how you noticed this.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
a great picture.
A group picture. Great.
Great. I couldn't.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
There you go.
everything. So,
Although shouldn't it say March? That would be the next month.
I got one tomorrow.
we usually,
Yeah. See it? I'll be here.
we usually don't schedule monthly meetings, just, but, last time we had in October, so it's like, I think we agreed on like quarterly meetings and stuff like that, so, is there any months coming up that are more appealing to anyone, or like there's somewhere people have like some kind of conference and they just can't make it?
Well, May is going to be sleep roll. First week of May.
What March is right?
I'll put it-
Well, mine was.
See.
So are you going to, you're going to school? Let's do that first. You can tell us how.
Oh, that's good.
Freaking awesome.
Well, isn't that the first weekend?
It is the 4th through the 7th.
Is it really worth it?
I mean, you're talking about that being partner. Yeah, since we get baby too. No, it's, yeah, you know.
Actually, I have like some of the, like, watching some of them online.
Yeah. The keynotes are probably the best part when we start talking about what's coming up. Just take it with a grain of salt and have that whole, what you see here, may or may not come up, it's not. It's gonna be later. No,
It's gonna be our next release.
In 2017.
Yeah, they've been talking for years, well, they released it like 2 years ago, they talked about, bringing in, reports and searches together, so it's just one. And then the report just does, I know, exactly. So the report is just nothing but a presentation layer on top of the safe search, which should be just good.
Yeah, really.
They're still working on that. And that was 2 years ago, kind of thing. But it's, every once in a while, the Android one came out last year, that's there. PLM 360, which, I don't know, and you and I have talked about, which is for manufacturers. Just that was released last year.
Oh, the Android one is a big deal. That was a big one. Android one.
Yeah,
That was really
Android. And that's now, it just got released, it don't live in sense, but, you know, it's there.
So,
Great stuff, configurability is there, we really start talking about a lot more configurability, so that's where you get to the training sessions, and the training sessions is a little basic. We can get more on just reading the documentation, diving in, using them, and testing. Seeing a while, but
do that for birds. I use it when I hit a roadblock, then I get it up.
that's how I put together idea furniture.
It's a good process.
Yeah. Where does this piece go? I don't know.
It's not working.
But if you're looking for additional or add-on third-party tools like that, there's no better place to look for third-party tools because they've got everybody there. So that's what we want to do. So I should say, yeah. We just got bought out by SAP. Concur. Concur. Yeah. SAP bought Concur, so I don't know if Concur with SAP. Concur. That's great. All purpose being for business there. Make a way to get check there. Check it.
They did. So like Thursday, May 14th?
We'll figure out the host,
Yeah.
closer to the date.
Perfect.
It's smaller, but we might be able to do it. I'll probably not know that's why we got.
Well,
She
it is
does
for
great. All over the
Christmas.
website. You're all over the website.
That's
Change that to
right.
Friday. And we just hang out.
There we go. We got a team members on
We
the.
needed the camera for the. Didn't stay.
You don't have to.
This. We're talking about.
Do you want to form the order for that and give it to turn advertising?
Yeah, I'll use the tech paperwork. I can post a PDF version of online, so everybody can have it.
All right, if we do that, what they did last year was, as I had, they did this for the user groups at lunch.
That's not bad.
I think those are numbers since previous Wednesday. No, sorry, Wednesday or Thursday. I forget. But we have lunch at the table there where the people have to be on and maybe perfect. Since we're all flying back to Charlotte, anyway, okay, next week, we're having a little.
And are you guys good with the time? Is one good, like early, later? All right, next slide is thanks for attending. Not your people. Like
The guy in
Oh,
he's did some airtime for that for it.
Might be hard.
This guy did some ballet in his earlier days. You know, he has the hip up thing going.
really know. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Everybody wants to.
I love seeing the big old stuff.
Kind
It's
of
fun.
neat.
You know, you forget about what you actually do, right?
Well, me being in accounting, it's all numbers.
Right, yeah.
It's all numbers, it's all